Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a 19-minute full body Pilates workout for you with stretches included. All you need is your mat, so whenever you're ready, let's get moving. Let's start off today sitting back on our heels with some breathing techniques. We'll inhale and squeeze our shoulders up towards our ears, and then exhale, slide our shoulder blades down the spine. Next, we'll make our way into a 1/2 straddle with our right leg extended. Reach your left arm up and overhead, really stretching out the left side body. Then we'll close our shoulders off to our leg on our inhale, and exhale, open our chest to the ceiling and circle our left arm back behind us. Switching sides, we'll do the same thing. Reach your right arm up on an inhale, exhale, reach over that leg, close the shoulders off. And on your next exhale, we'll open the chest to the ceiling and circle that arm behind us. Let's now make our way into tabletop for some cat-cows. Make sure that your shoulders are pressed far down away from the ears and that the elbow creases face in towards each other as we drop the belly and roll the shoulders back to look up. Exhale, through the mouth, we'll pull the belly button in and curl to look between the knees. Again, let's roll those shoulders back open through the chest as you look up. And exhale, draw the chin all the way down to look between the knees. Let's extend our right leg long. Take our left hand to the front of the mat and exhale as we draw arm and leg in one long line, lifted. Inhale, we slowly lower. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Here's 3, 4, 5, keep the belly button pulled back towards the spine. 6, adding on from here, we'll lift and pulse at the top before inhaling to lower down. Again, exhale, lift and pulse, inhale, lower. Let's do 4 more like this. And 3, 2, last 1. Great job. Lower arm and leg. Let's tuck those right toes. Press down through all the joints in our fingers as we lift our left leg, drawing the knee into the chest and doming out through the belly. Inhale, place the left leg down on the mat and lift the right leg straight behind us. Keep going just like this, making sure that the shoulders stay far down away from the ears, that we're pressing through all the joints in our fingers, and we're really pulling the belly button back to the spine to dome out the belly as we lift the knee into the chest. We just have 2 more of these. And last one. This time, tuck the left toes. We'll hover the right leg lifted with a flexed foot and then point the toe as we draw the right knee into the chest and then extend. As you draw the right knee in, we want to hover the left knee just a couple inches above the mat in tabletop. This is a hard one, but don't worry, we'll just do 3 more like this. And 2. Last one. Hold the knee lifted, let's pulse up and up, still doming through the stomach, hollowing out the belly. We have 2, 1, and extend, lowering the left knee. Let's rest both knees down on the mat, extend left leg, and prepare to do all of that on the other side. Starting with a simple bird dog, exhaling to lift, right arm, left leg, inhale, lower down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're adding that pulse at the top. Inhale to lower and exhale to pulse. Just 4 more of these. 3, 2, last 1. Great job. Drop the right arm, tuck the left toes, and draw the right knee high into the chest before we extend and lift the left leg. Exhale, draw the knee in. Inhale, plant the knee down. Exhale, lift the left leg and inhale to lower. We have 3 more like this. And 2. Last 1. Great job. Let's lower the right knee down to the mat. Lift the left leg, and on our exhale, we'll hover the right knee above the mat as we draw the left leg in and then extend back out. Making sure to flex the foot as we drive the heel back and hollow through the belly as we pull the knee into the chest. Don't worry, we just have 2 more. And on this last one, we hold the knee into the chest and pulse up and up with the belly button. 3, 2, and 1. Extend the leg long and rest down on the mat. From there, let's tuck the right toes again, extend through the leg, and make our way into downward dog by lifting the hips and drawing the left toes straight up to the ceiling. From there, we'll shift forward with our shoulders pressing down into the mat as we draw the knee back down. Let's really focus on moving with our breath as we inhale to lift the hips up and exhale to draw the knee back down to tabletop. We'll do 2 more just like this. And last one. Great job. Let's switch straight over to the other side with our left leg extended and the toes tucked. Our right toes will reach straight up for the ceiling in downward dog before lowering the knee into tabletop. Remember to stabilize the spine here by drawing the belly button in and closing the ribs down over the hips. We have 3 more on this side. 2. And last one. Beautiful job, everyone. Rest both knees down on the mat and sink your hips back to slide the palms forward for a quick child's pose, rolling out the wrists to reverse any tension that might have built up during that really long plank series. We'll ripple the spine up from there, cross our ankles, and scoot back onto our glutes, coming to the center of the mat. We'll start core laying down today, so roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to your back and imprint the spine. Take the hands overhead and then stack the knees right on top of the hips with 90-degree angles behind each knee. We'll tap right toes down and then curl up, drawing the arms to parallel by the hips. Right toe will tap again and we'll curl up. We'll keep going like this, using the right leg only 3 more times. 3, 2, and last one. Hold lifted here. Let's interlace the hands and take them behind the head. Stay high in your crunch as you extend the right leg and then draw straight up to 90 degrees. Bend the knee and flex the foot, driving the heel back out and then lifting back up to 90 degrees. We'll continue bicycling the leg for 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Let's now reverse, bending the knee and extending the leg straight up before we lower a straight leg down to the mat. Keep going just like this, and we'll do 4 more bicycles in this direction. And 3, 2, last one. Great job. Extend the left arm overhead and we'll draw the right leg to meet the left arm in center, curling up and reaching for the toes. Keep going like this, keeping the leg straight by using the core, pulling the belly button into the spine to lift and lower the body. This is your last one. Let's take the left hand back behind the head and take the right knee to stack above the hips. Reach both arms overhead from here. We'll tap the left toes down this time and then curl up, reaching our arms in parallel for the hips. Moving both at the same time, we inhale to roll the head down to the mat, tapping the toes, and then exhale to curl back up. Let's just do 2 more like this and then we'll level it up. Here's your last one. From here, interlace the fingers behind the head once again and we'll extend the left leg straight up to the ceiling and start by lowering a straight leg down to the mat, bending the knee, and then extending back up. Make sure there's no space behind your lower back, especially as you lower a straight leg down to the mat by pulling the belly button in and closing those ribs over the hips. Let's reverse our bicycle from here. Extend the leg long and then carry a straight leg straight up to the ceiling before bending the knee and extending out long again. We have 2 more and then we start our toe touches on this side. Extending the leg long with a flexed foot, we'll reach our right arm overhead and then tap our right arm for our left toes, curling up and rooting down through the hips to make sure that that movement comes from the muscles in our torso and not the contortion of our spine. Rest your head and your feet down on the mat from here. Reach your arms overhead and let's take 1 roll up to sit in the center of the mat on our glutes. We'll press our palms down into the mat behind the hips and below the shoulders, and then we'll lift our knees to stack our legs in tabletop. Draw the arms forward to parallel, reaching for the knees, and we're going to extend right leg and then left leg long, one at a time, alternating. always focusing on hollowing out through the belly by pulling the navel in. Breathe naturally through this exercise and make sure that we've got a slight curl in our pelvic floor so that we're not putting that pressure in our hip flexors, but in the transverse abdominis where it belongs. We're now extending both legs at the same time, squeezing our legs together for some extra resistance, and still breathing naturally. Great job. Plant the feet down, let's cross the ankles and come back into tabletop for our glutes section of class. Once in tabletop, let's extend the right legs long and start with a lift and lower of that leg. Creating a bicycle motion, we'll lift the leg and bend the knee on an exhale and then inhale to lower the knee down to the mat before extending it long again. So extend, lift, bend, and lower for 3, 2, last one. Great job. Let's reverse that motion from here. With a bent knee, we'll drive the heel straight up to the sky before extending it long and lowering it down to the mat. Draw the knee in and repeat. As you drive the heel up to the back, try not to sway in the low spine, creating a little arched motion, but keep one long line from the crown of the head out through the tailbone. We'll do one more and then get started on our left leg. Extending the left leg long, we'll start with an exhale to lift and bend at the knee before lowering down and extending again. Let's do 4 more like this. And 3, 2, last one. Now let's reverse. Take a flexed foot and a bent knee straight up to the ceiling before extending it long and lowering down to the mat. Draw the knee in and we repeat for 4, 3, keep pulling the belly button in towards the spine, 2, and last one. Great job. Lower down to your forearms from here. We'll extend the right leg and open through the right hip. Taking the leg out to the corner of the mat and lifting it up high, we're going to bend the knee and extend straight to the side before drawing the heel back behind us and repeating. Really try to keep the leg lifted as high as you can as you swim it out to the side and then carry it back behind you. We have one more and then we'll reverse the motion. Carry the leg straight to the side now, bend the knee and swim it back behind you before extending and carrying to the side again. We'll do 3 like this, 2, and 1. Beautiful job, everyone. Lower the right leg down to the mat and let's get started on the left, extending the leg long, lifting it high and opening through that hip. We start by bending the knee and swimming it over to the left before drawing a straight heel back behind us. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's reverse. Bend the knee and extend it back behind you before carrying a straight leg out to the side. Remember the long line of the spine from the crown of the head out through the tailbone, and keep that leg as high as you can on this side as we carry to the side and then swim it to the back. We just have one more. Great job. Rest the knee down on the mat. Let's press up to sit on our heels and then slowly make our way to lay down on our right side so that we can get started on our side series. Draw the knees forward to make 90-degree angles and take the top hand to the top hip, pressing it down and creating lots of space between the left shoulder and the left hip bone. From there, we exhale to lift and lower through the left leg, keeping our hips evenly stacked on top of each other and using our breath to lift and lower our leg with our ankle in line with the knee. Hold the leg lifted now. Let's straighten out the knee, drawing the toes in front of us, and then bend, driving a flexed foot back to that 90-degree angle. Let's do 2 more like this, and then level it up. Holding the leg extended, we'll lower and lift, exhaling to lift the leg up and inhaling to lower down, and keeping those hips again stacked nice and neatly one on top of the other. Hold it lifted nice and high here, and we'll drive the heel straight back in line with the rest of the body before pointing the toe and drawing it forward. This one is a little more difficult, so if you need to take your top hand down to the mat for some extra support, feel free to do so. This is your last one. Carry the leg back to the front and then rest it down on the mat. Let's gently press up to sitting. And then we'll swing those legs around to make our way onto our side so that we can do all of that again. Start with the knees drawn forward at 90-degree angles, flex the top foot, and exhale to lift the knee straight up to the side and inhale to lower it back down. We have 4 more like this before we level it up. Hold the knee lifted on this last one, and we'll extend the leg long in front of us before we flex and bend the knee back to 90 degrees. From there, holding our leg extended, we simply lower and lift, keeping our hips stacked neatly, one on top of the other. Really try to lift the leg high on this last one, and we'll flex the foot, driving the heel back in line with the rest of the body and then drawing the toes forward. We just have 2 more. And last one. Beautiful job on your side series, everyone. Gently press up to sitting, and we'll make our way down to our belly for our last series of class. From tabletop, shift the hips forward into a modified plank with the belly button pulled into the spine and lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Extend the legs out shoulder distance apart with the heels slightly turned in, and we'll press our elbows down into the mat and in close to our ribs to lift the chest up and then lower down on an inhale. Visualize the shoulder blades sliding down the spine as you drive the elbows down into the mat to lift the chest, and you should feel the muscles just below the shoulder blades start to engage to help you do so. This time, hold the chest lifted, and let's press through all the joints in the fingers to lift the elbows up off the mat, driving the shoulders down away from the ears, and then we'll lower them back down. Remember to activate the backside muscles of the legs, the glutes, and the hamstrings to really help your back muscles work to lift the chest in this exercise. Hold the chest lifted, elbows lifted on this last one. Let's draw our right arm overhead on an inhale, and exhale, slide the palm back down to the mat. Repeat with the left. Alternating sides will keep going just like this, holding a bend in the elbows so we're sure not to lock out that joint. This one can definitely burn through the arms, but don't worry, it's one of our last exercises of class, so really give it your all. We'll just do one more with each arm, and then we'll level it up. This time, slide both arms overhead, really trying to keep the chest as lifted as you can, and then slow and controlled lower the chest down to the mat and slide the palms below the shoulders. We'll repeat, pressing through all the joints in the fingers to lift the chest before sliding the arms overhead, slowly lowering the chest down to the mat, and then drawing the palms below the shoulders again. We just have 4 more like this, and it is your last exercise of class, so really engage those muscles in the back and work on syncing your breath with the movement. Exhale to slowly lower the chest down, and then inhale to press up. This is your last one. Beautiful job, everybody. Drive down through the knees, press through the palms, and we'll work our way back into child's pose at the back of the mat, really taking our time in cat to stretch the spine in an opposite direction. Drop the chest down, lift the hips up, and let's stretch the shoulders. And then make your way to the center of the mat, crossing your ankles to sit back on your glutes. Let's do some windshield wipers to loosen up the hips and the low back. With your feet mat distance apart, we'll drop our knees over to the left and then to the right, letting the opposite hip lift up just a little bit as we twist the spine. Next, draw the feet in towards the hips and let the knees fall open, the soles of the feet finding each other in butterfly, and then walk the hands up below the shoulders to lengthen the crown of the head up to the ceiling before taking hold of your feet for some resistance. We'll take a deep breath in here and exhale, actively press the knees down into the mat. Let's finish off class in crisscross today, just focusing on our breath. On your inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, slide the shoulder blades down the spine. Let's do that again, taking our hands to our belly and really feeling it expand as we inhale and contract as we exhale. I hope you all had a great class today like I did. Don't forget to like this video and share it with a friend who might enjoy some movement this week. And check into my channel next week for some more movement classes.